friends now? Did you separate out the good and bad friends? Like in a more Dhamma perspective, we say wise friends and unwise friends, right? So this is a kind of a different terming that we can see in the Pali Canon. You know, a bit of stretch out and then back to the talk. Hmm? Okay, it's been 30 minutes now. Stretch out and sit down. Okay, so we're gonna start the Dhamma discussion now. Another 25 minutes. Okay. I can see all of you. Can you come to this side? Not covering the back. You have a back pain? Great. Okay, so we'll be discussing, you know, teachings of the Buddha on his special events as well as the precepts or any other generic, you know, teachings. So somebody can start, begin with the question. Maybe I can ask you a question rising from the previous Dhamma. What was the name of the Jataka story that he shared? Satyaguma Jataka. Okay. What is a Jataka like?
It's like a story that explains a lesson.
Oh yeah, there's a moral, you know, moral in each story. But what is it? What is Jataka like? What is it?
It's like something that happened in the Buddha's like previous lives.
Okay, but not to all the lives, but there are specific 500 lives that he spent after he determined he would be the Buddha, right? So 500 lives, and so I could say previous lives of the Buddha. Okay, so like 500 previous lives. Okay, so each story has a moral, and he also shared with you wise and unwise friends, good and bad friends. So how many good friends or wise friends are there, and how many unwise or bad friends are there? Hmm? What? 4 of each. Can you name them? At least in English, without going into Pali. I mean, if you know Pali, that's better too. Right? Manush?
For the bad friends or the good ones?
No, I mean, you can start with them, but of course you will start with the good friends, right? You don't like the bad friends.
Okay. Ones that don't expect anything from you, like they'll do something for you and they won't expect anything back.
Are you going on your wisdom, or are you going on the exact teachings that he said?
That was one of the points that he said.
Oh, he points, but do you specifically recognize who they are? Oh, okay, that's something to work on. Who they are? There are 4 good friends and 4 bad friends. I would say I would start with bad friends because we always have a struggle to, you know, keep in touch with friends, so we can figure out who they are, right? Not calling their names, but I mean, is to understand who they are. Anyadattuhara, Vachi Parama, and then Anuppya Bani and Apaya Sahaya. Those friends that he said to you to be bad? Are those friends? Okay, those are the bad friends. Who is Anyadattuhara? A rapacious friend. What is being rapacious? I mean, there is a friend who is not a friend, bad friend, who always comes to you and then try to take something away from you each time, but he won't compensate for the things that he takes away. Are there such friends that you know? Huh? Yes. See? They are there. Where are they? In the normal society or in school or where are they?
Like anywhere.
Like anywhere. So it's called Anya Dattuha. What's she called? The bad friend who gives lip service, or they say, okay, someone comes to me and asks me, can I borrow some money, $500, if I have money. Say, oh, I could have given you if you could come yesterday. I had money yesterday, but I all spent on something. So I'm treating my friend with the past. Oh, I could, if I were that friend, I could have said, oh, you know what? In 2 more months, I'm getting more money, so I'm gonna give you it. And then when he comes back in 2 months, I have no money. So kind of like, supporting, not supporting, like lip service friend, right? And like telling these good things with the past or the future, called Vachipan. Are there such friends you know? Are there such friends you know?
Sure.
There are. But what do you think behind them? What do you think that stops them helping the other person? We have to find out the reasons rather, separate them as being bad. What are the things that might, lead them to be like that?
Like past experiences.
Past experience. Okay, sometimes when somebody borrows money, never pays back, right? So such incidents.
The way they grow up. So if
The way they grew up.
Parents doing that, they're probably going to do
Mhm.
that too.
They haven't learned generosity. What else? Now this friend is more about generosity, right? What else? Sometimes some individuals are bornly greedy and very what are the other words? Envious about stuff, They are bornly. They are naturally greedy. They don't know a reason, but they are like that, Like, you have something to say? Yeah, please go ahead.
Be good to everybody.
Be good to everybody. Yeah. How you can be good to other people, especially with what you have.
A lot.
Hmm?
What?
How do you how are you gonna be good to other people?
Very good.
Very good. Yeah, I'm asking how. How can you be good to other people?
By helping.
Helping what? With what?
Helping to clean up toys.
Oh, helping to clean up toys. Okay. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Okay, so there could be reasons, So they have some bad experiences, and they may be naturally. Nobody's naturally greedy, right? Right? But let's say when your mom has one child, let's say that was you, and when you have another child, sorry, when your mom has another child, I'm sorry, and then sometimes it's pretty difficult for some other kids to, understand this new thing, right? That natural something comes up. So that's mean it's not a constructed bad thing, but it's natural, right? When you see that attention is going on a different route, not to you, your mom is giving attention to somebody else, which you had before, you sort of like feel different. Does it happen in your family? Like, let's say your mom is overly attentive to someone, and then not equally to you. Yeah.
Well, no, we're just gonna ask a different question.
Yeah.
Like, did you mean when you say friends, do you mean just like acquaintances, like people you know, or like actual friends that you like trust and all that?
Well, you trust because you know that this is a good friend. I don't call them a bad friend. But we can actually go on a different route. I mean, the friends you already make them to be friends, or other people that you already given up are becoming friends. So there are two sides, right? I mean, I don't want you to ruin your friendships, but but it's good to take a look, right? Okay, so the second friend is Vachipan, right? It said, friend who is giving lip service with the past and the future. Okay, And the third one is Anuppiyabani. This is a friend bad friend that you may have noticed. This friend speaks good about you in front of you. You are the best, you know. You done the best thing. But in absence, I can say the worst guy I ever met. Worst person, right? You know, it's like, how do you call them?
The
You know.
snakes.
Huh?
Oh, the snakes.
The snakes. Oh, snakes. Why do you call them snakes?
Because the snakes kind of signify like more like backstabbing, you know.
Oh,
like
backstabbing. You know,
envious.
stabbing in the front. You know. So I mean, you can see the people who are stabbing in the front. You can see who they are. But when you are stabbing in the back, you never know, right? Okay. What do you think that they're gonna stab behind? You know, in the back. What's the reason?
Jealousy.
Huh?
Jealousy.
Jealousy. But why don't they show you that you are jealous? Such people are jealous about you in front of you. Why they are going to be jealous without letting you know?
Yeah.
Why?
It's kind of like, I don't know how to word that.
We have to find out the reasons why these people have been bad. You know, rather calling you this is a bad friend. This is a bad friend. There should be a reason in Buddhism, cause and effect theory, right? Do you think some people are naturally mean to other people, or there are some reasons for them to be mean to other people?
It's kind of both. Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of
Some
both.
people just have naturally, like, in their personality, just like that mean spot. Some people, they have reason to hate you because you, like, trip them or something. I don't know.
Okay. Recently, I heard a story. I mean, it's not about the bad friend. There was a couple, girlfriend and boyfriend, but this girl's family had some issues. The father left the family for a different woman. And then what happened? Now, girl was dating this guy. After some time, this is what she is doing all the time. Because she's so angry about the father, and she breaks up suddenly because she wants to take revenge. She's gonna do that way. So people have different reasons, right? It's like a mental, psychiatric stuff, right? But when you have something kind of a bad experience in your early time, you gotta be very careful because you are letting those bad experiences as things for you to react, right? Are there such events that you have noticed in the society, like when kids or other people, young people, they having bad experiences and they're going to react to them with their personal experiences somewhere in their future time? There could be, right? There could be many things. So we have to be very careful. And if you ask that girl, why did you do that? She has different reasons. This one is like that, but she has told the other people. This could happen from the guy side too, right?
Yeah, but you can't really say that just because the past experience makes you angry, because some people take it in different ways. Because if the girl became angry at her dad and chose to take revenge on somebody else, that's part of her own personality. Because not everyone would be what's called mad about it and take revenge on other people. Because some people like laugh it off or just forgive the dad, but in their own heart, they wouldn't. It's partly your personality that leads to different situations on that.
Yeah. Not every girl will do that. I mean, there are different. Again, there may be another one who might take it in a different aspect, right? Who might forgive, right? But this incident, I was giving an example. People can do such things, right? So past experiences, like what Randina said about past experiences. There are good people too, right? So we had to look at both sides. And then Anuppiyabani. So this bad friend, is speaking good about someone, and then speaking ill of that same person in the back, behind of that person, which is not a good thing, because Buddha says that we need to be people who act on what we talk. Sometimes we talk a lot of things, but when we going to look at our practice, we don't put them into practice, right? So like a lot of people, they know a lot of Dhamma, teach of the Buddha, but in their real practice, I don't think like not many people put that whole thing into their practice. That's what Buddha said. Don't be just a scholar. It's like in a university. People from different faith becoming expert at Buddhism, but they have a different religion. It's okay. But such teachings are not in their practice. It's my knowledge. It's a knowledge. I've been practicing. I've been learning. So practice is the most important thing, as well as an equal knowledge. The last bad friend that he said was Apaya Sahaya. Who's Apaya Sahaya friend? Bad friend?
The one that supports you doing bad and good things.
The one who takes you to places where you may need to spend your money, squander money, spend your money on unnecessary stuff, right? This Buddha said that we need to be careful in spending money on trivial stuff, unnecessary stuff, right? So that's another bad friend. But who are the good friends? What are their names? Upakaraka, Samana Sukha Dukkha, Anukampaka, and Attakkhaya. Upakaraka friend is someone who is always supportive. When you want some help for your studies, she is going to be really supportive. Are there friends like that in your school? Really supportive. Or are there friends who don't want to share, those top secrets, in writing an assignment, These things can happen in the university, right? That's the time where people getting more curious about their letter grades, right? GPA. So they don't want to let you know that I studied this book, right? That book, because then you can. It's about something. It's about letter grades, right? Anyway, Upakaraka. Samana Sukha Dukkha. Samana Sukha Dukkha means the friend who is with you when you are in happiness or when you are in worry. There are friends who leave you when you are in difficult situations, right? But there are friends who really want to be with you no matter what situation you are having, right? You remember the Sri Lankan story about two friends, encountering a bear. Remember that? What was that story? Somebody can share with us. Manushi? What was the story about, and how did it go?
Wasn't it basically how there was like two friends and they're walking in, I think it was a jungle or a street, and a bear starts chasing them, and
One bear or many bears?
Just one bear.
Okay, one bear is chasing.
And then one of the kids could climb a tree and the other kid couldn't climb a tree. So one kid climbed the tree and the other kid was just like, help me. And the kid on the tree didn't help him because he wanted to survive. So the kid who couldn't climb the tree laid down on the floor, and the bear kind of like came around him and then said a few words and then left. And when the kid from the tree asked the kid who was on the ground what he said, the bear said that...
But he was curious about what the bear said.
Yeah.
He saw that the bear was murmuring something to the guy, Slim, and then, yeah.
And then the kid said the bear said that he shouldn't associate with this kid anymore because he risked the other kid's life so he could survive.
So the bear gave a moral to the guy. You should not, you should not keep friends who leave you when you are in need. That's the main message in that story. I mean, although it's an imaginary, mythical story, but I mean that gives us a sort of, insight about our friends, right? So this friend, which is called Samana Sukha Dukkha, always gonna be with you, no matter what you are facing in your life, going to help you. And then Anukampaka, the friend who is very sympathetic or empathetic to you. Any difference between sympathy and empathy?
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed any difference between sympathy and empathy?
Yes.
Huh?
asking me.
Yeah.
Well, sympathy is like you can feel for the situation someone's in. Empathy is more like it's kind of like related, but it's more like you know how they're feeling,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. I don't really know. There's like a really close tie between them. They're not the same thing.
Okay. So you are. I mean, that person is trying to feel what the other person is going through.
Yeah. Okay.
And then compassion is the bigger version of empathy. That's what Buddha talks about. And you are trying to help out the person who is suffering, right? So anyway, Anukampaka friend is someone who is both sympathetic and empathetic, and then also not even staying at that point, going to be compassionate towards the other person because that's how he or she acts upon. The last good friend is called Attakai. This is one of the best friends, I think. Attakai. Who's Attakai? A good counselor. Like in your life, take a moment to think about the nature of your friend, essence of your friend. If you think that you have no friends who can really give you a good counsel on some, let's say, there are friends who are going to depend on you, right? For everything, maybe for advices, for money, or everything. But Buddha talks about a friend called Attakai. This friend can give you good advices on anything, your studies, your financial management, anything, difficult situations. We have really few such friends. We may have few such friends in our life because they are really hard to find. Okay, so these are the 4 good friends and 4 bad friends. I was trying to recap what Venerable Shanta was sharing with you, so that you get a good sense of what he said. Okay, so what about the other questions you have on Vesak Day about the Buddhas? I think he also shared with you about the Buddha's life and some challenges Buddha had with Channa and some other things. So if you have any other questions about the life of the Buddha and the basic teachings, so it's time for you to ask such questions. We have another 5 to 6 minutes.
It's not exactly about the Buddha, but why do we wear white clothes
Okay,
on the second?
so wearing white clothes is given in the Pali word called Odata Vasana. So Odata, the clothes which have this white color show the purification. Because why we take, okay, may I ask you a question? Why we take precepts?
To say that you're not going
Just for the culture practice? Huh? Why we take the precepts? 5 precepts or whatever the precept, today 8 precept.
I don't know how to explain it. It's like
Okay, I will tell you. To purify us from what? Defilements. You can't meditate without taking precept. There are people who want to just meditate. I don't want to work on the sila, which is highly wrong. Buddha said, everybody must take precept, because then you have a good mentality to meditate. Let's say you going to renew your precept. Let's say today morning somebody may have lied to someone. I don't know for what reason. Today morning somebody may have taken some things that are not relevant to the other person, right? So things can get changed. That's why always renewing your precept or taking precept is a requirement to purify yourself. So the white color is a sign of purification. Not even in Buddhism, Hinduism, even in Jainism, right? So it's a sign of purification. But we should purify ourselves too, not just show that we have this white clothing, so that don't think that we are purified. But to feel yourself, okay, I'm wearing white, that means I need to purify myself within, right? So that's the main thing.
But even with like a white shirt, white pants, what's this for? Cause like
Scarf.
yeah, cause like apparently you have to wear it on a certain side, and you're supposed to wear it pursue, but what's
I can't remember the exact purpose of the white scarf, but I guess at that time people used this to, worship. You can actually spread it out and then worship the Buddha. Yeah, have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, usually at that time when people put it across, and then when they have the chance to respect the Buddha, they're gonna spread it out, and then bow down on the white clothing, and also they may have used it to cover themselves. At that time, there were no jackets and stuff to warm up themselves. So there are other reasons too, but basically to worship and to make it as a tool for the spiritual activities inside the temple or outside. Two, 3 minutes, yeah. To stay. Any other questions? Okay. May I ask you a question? Why did you take precept today?
Because of Rasa.
Hmm?
Because of Rasa.
Because of Vesak. So what's the connection between the Vesak and your personal, thing that you took precept? How do you combine, connect?
Well, it's like a holy day in Hinduism. So
It's a
that
holiday.
to respect that tradition, you need to purify yourself with the precepts.
Purify yourself by taking precept, and then to respect the tradition. Tradition?
Or like the religion, or like the day.
Okay, the day. Okay. Anyone else? Kenu? So your first time to take precept, right?
Yeah.
Why did you take precepts today?
What?
Why did you take precepts today? 8 precepts today. Have to think about it. Okay. Anyone else? Seth? No idea. So this is what I'm trying to get at. If you don't know why you came here today, it's pretty. Did your parents push you? Hey, you had to go today. I'm trying to get at that. Okay, without taking more time, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, today is the day that Buddha was born and became the Buddha and passed away. So we have a huge, immense respect for the Buddha. Why? Why do you have an immense, huge respect for the Buddha?
Because he's like the teacher.
As our teacher, his teachings are the things that you learn every other Sunday. Maybe his teachings are the things that are embedded in the culture, Sri Lankan culture, or even Sri Lankan culture that you've been practicing with your parents. So we have a huge, immense respect for him, right? So to express our respect to him, what we can do is we can offer candles and all these things, but that is what we do all the time. But today, going a step further, we determine today I'm going to be purified. I'm going to be more purified with my personal life as a respect to the Buddha. So when you are pure, then that means you are following the Buddha's teachings. That's what we do with your 5 precepts, and today with 8 precepts. And then you are expressing your respect towards the Buddha. Okay? So that's what we do on a Vesak full moon holiday. But today is not the exact Vesak full moon holiday. It's going to be on 18th next Saturday, but we took it to decide. Okay, so let's have a nice, good, great aspiration. May all the good karmas we've been having so far help all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nirvana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Please rise. Now it's time to offer the puja, Buddha puja.